Oh, Nitpick.
You could have been so much more, but you threw it all away for the easy way out, didn't you? Well, you won't get the easy way out from me. These people demand the truth, and I aim to give it to them. I hope you're ready. Nintendo's newest Mario Party game recently arrived on store shelves to, unsurprisingly, mixed reactions from fans and critics. It's been 3 years since the last Mario Party was released, which is the same amount of time it took to build Ocarina of Time from the ground up. So let's see what we're in for. This is the first screen you see when the game boots up. Let's highlight that we are no longer at an actual location as we were in older Mario Party games. Remember when they actually used to try and create things like Toad Village in that warp pipe area? We are now treated to the blandest of bland menus, which guess what? Pretty much sums up this game. There's a decent amount to go over here, so let's begin with Amiibo Party. Amiibo Party, which is compatible with 9 different Mario-based Amiibos as of now, lets you play on small boards with your Amiibo and then save the progress in it to keep your scores. The biggest issue with this is due to the limited amount of storage available on these figures. If you have other save data, it has to be erased to make room for Mario Party 10 data. Nintendo should have foreseen this issue and offered some sort of solution, but instead is content on its consumers just purchasing more product. Nice one, guys. Personally, this mode isn't worth your time, much less a spot on the main menu. Nintendo had teased during E3 that classic Mario Party would return in Mario Party 10, where you could walk around the board separately from the party car that has now become the norm. Well, this is it. This is your classic Mario Party mode. Enjoy it! None of the actual boards are altered to make use of classic mode. So if you were looking forward to this feature making its way to the better parts of the game, sorry, guess you can always get back and play another Mario Party, cause it's not like much has changed. Your Amiibo doesn't come to life when you scan it in, it's just a boring game piece on an already lackluster game board. Instead of creating neat custom arenas for each Amiibo, every board is almost identical and always square. You heard me, square. Lame. The funnest part of being able to walk around by yourself in older Mario parties was that it let you explore to the edges of the boards where sometimes you found secrets that would aid you. There is no exploration here. You might as well just play Mario or Bowser Party. In the Mario Party mode, you and a few friends or bots can jump in a party car together and run around 5 different boards, with the goal being to screw other players over and get to the finish line, winning the game for yourself. You'll land on spaces that do a multitude of different things, from trigger minigames to sapping mini-stars, which act as the point system in Mario Party. Bowser is also locked away on the gamepad screen, and if you happen to roll every single number on the 6-sided dice throughout the game, he gets released and wreaks havoc on the game board. There is also free play and coin challenge mode, where you can play the various minigames that randomly crop up on the boards themselves. A couple things to note here is that for the first time in Mario Party history, you can actually play with only 2 or 3 players on these games and boards instead of being permanently locked into having 4. This is a great addition, but unfortunately ends up highlighting just how boring it can be to play this game with fewer players, as nothing is changed to accommodate a smaller player count. Mario Party is a game that demands you have a large group of friends present, and nowhere is that more evident than when you attempt to play with only one friend. I do have to commend the boards in this game. With even being as linear as they are, at least having something interesting happening on almost every player's turn. This is one thing I feel the game really does get right, and it's refreshing to play through more interesting boards than in a few previous party entries. As far as the new boards go, they run the gambit of places already visited before in the party universe. You have the obligatory Underwater Utopia, Bowser's Castle, Haunted Trail, Theme Park, and Sky Level. There are no hidden levels or boards. Almost everything is available from the time you boot up the disc. Mario Party 10 is an unsatisfyingly open book. It would have been nice to see a little bit more variety rather than rehashes of locations that series veterans have already seen, but they get the job done and look pleasing enough to the eye. Sadly, you can play through each board rather quickly, and there isn't much more offered to the player on repeated visits besides various insignificant branching paths. This can make the core game get stale very fast if played multiple times, and with there not being many options to change up the boards themselves, you are left with Bowser Party. From various commercials of Mario Party 10, it's safe to say that Bowser Party was set to be the dedicated draw of the game. One player controls Bowser while holding the gamepad, and the other 4 take turns rolling the dice to scoot as far away from him as they can before his turn comes around. Once it does, Bowser rolls 4 dice and crosses his fingers that he catches up to the car. This initiates a minigame where he tries to dole out as much pain on the 4 players as possible. Well, Bowser must have a 4-leaf fire flower in his back pocket because very rarely have I seen a turn where he doesn't catch up to the car. In fact, even if Bowser doesn't roll the number needed to catch up, Baby Bowser pops up, tells him he needs to do more push-ups, and he gets to roll again. This sort of ridiculous imbalance is completely unnecessary and makes every dice roll vastly inconsequential. It makes the player question what the point of rolling the dice is at all if the end result is Bowser catching you 90% of the time. If the player acting as Bowser is at least halfway decent at being Bowser, the chances of the 4 heroes in the car actually winning is very slim. This creates an odd schism in Bowser Party, which makes it fun to play as Bowser, but not even close to as fun playing as the 4 poor souls trapped in the car. Well, unless you're a masochist. This could have been solved by making it to where the car team has a chance to strike back at the monstrous turtle. But this wasn't implemented. What was implemented were even more ways for Bowser to catch you. There are arbitrarily placed thwomps, traps Bowser can set, and situations where he can even deceive you to choose a bad path. And if you do reach the final stretch of a board, Baby Bowser shows up and gives him a randomly decided buff which makes him even tougher to escape from. Once you reach the true end of the board to get the Power Star, that is if you ever see it, Baby Bowser hides the star in one of 3 enemies including himself, and you all have to guess which one it resides in. If you get that wrong, you get sent back more spaces where you inevitably play more Bowser minigames. This would have been solved if there was a way to tweak the board options, but there isn't. But you can change your car model! Oh, thank God! So the only real way to get a balanced Bowser Party game is play the first board, Mushroom Park, where Bowser has the least amount of help implemented. That's another thing! Bowser Party's only available on 3 of the already lackluster selection of 5 boards. How lazy can you get to not even include this game-selling mode on each board? And if you try to write it off as this game was only $50 excuse, I'll give you a bad review on the internet. Now for the extras. In Amiibo bonus, you can scan any Amiibos you have once a day to get bingo cards which give you Mario Party points. These points, earned in Amiibo bonus and by playing the game itself, can be used in Toad's room to unlock various unimportant things like vehicle skins, a couple extra boring characters, game music, and backgrounds. When you tire of how lackluster Mario Party is in general, you can come to the bonus games section, where you can play Bowser Challenge, Bowser Jr. Challenge, Jewel Drop, Badminton, or have a minigame tournament. Bowser Challenge is just one player acting as Bowser and trying to get a high score playing through each Bowser minigame. Bowser Jr. Challenge has 2 minigames, where your sole purpose is to beat up on Bowser Jr. for some reason. I have no idea why these weren't just minigames that were added to the main boards, but okay. Jewel Drop is a bad version of every puzzle game you've ever played, and Badminton is a game that would be a ton of fun to play, only while inebriated. None of these bonus games are really fleshed out, and it begs to question if they are extra content that was meant to somehow be included in the boards themselves, but were cut last minute because they didn't meet some sort of quota. It's still nice to have them, even though they hardly add anything at all to the game, but it makes me wonder how much of Mario Party was unfinished or rushed. There isn't enough here. It's as simple as that. While the game looks better than ever before now that it's in HD, and there was a lot of promise with Bowser Party, it gets stale rather quickly. Not enough boards, game options, characters, or unlockables, no cool amiibo support, a complete lack of online, and this comes together to make the entire game feel half-assed. Actually, that's the best word to describe this game and what this series has become. Half-assed. The magic of Mario Party is completely gone. Its soul stripped away for more needless streamlining and linearity. No longer do you experience and explore each game board. You head straight from start to finish. When you can look over at a game like Smash Bros. For the same system and see how packed to the brim it is with content, Mario Party 10 is made immediately irrelevant. The game feels rushed beyond all belief, especially with the tremendous lack of options it has. As it stands, there's no need to purchase Mario Party 10 with much better and complete multiplayer games already on the Wii U in Mario Kart 8 and Super Smash Bros. It's time this classic franchise is given an entry it truly deserves. And in fact, I'll show you how. Watch this video. Let me know what you thought of Mario Party 10 in the comments section. Nitpick out. Hello fellow nitpickers, thank you so much for watching. If you liked the video and aren't subscribed yet, be sure to join in on all the fun and click that button. Also, if you like, share, and favorite this video, the chances of it being seen and more people being informed about this game are much higher. So please do. You can click here for a video on 6 things the Mario Party series needs, which builds upon what you saw here. And also this one for a comedy review on NinjaBread Man, one of the worst games ever. Even if you hated this video and my views on the Party series in general, thank you for dedicating the time it took to watch this. And I hope to see you again in the future.